Okay, today we'll discuss about ZOPP approach in project planning. ZOPP approach has been introduced by GTZ. Now it is called GIZ. This is German Development Cooperation Approach. If you see the abbreviation of ZOPP approach, it is child-oriented project planning. Child-oriented project planning. It is a Deutsch language, and English it is for objective-oriented project planning, or ZOPP is goal-oriented project planning. ZOPP approach is objective-oriented project planning or goal-oriented project planning. And managing what we want to achieve. The main idea is how to manage it and how what we want to achieve and why to identify, prepare, and plan the work of project with monitoring and regular replanning. About this, ZOPP approach is discussed. And the logical framework after ZOPP approach, the logical framework approach LFA has been postulated by USID in 1960. Normally, at the end of logical framework approach, at the end of ZOPP approach, logical framework approach is commonly used. And I'll talk later about the logical framework approach in proposal writing. Well, then what are the main steps of in the ZOPP approach? It is, first of all, you have to identify all institution, agency, interest group who are interested to the project. You have already identified need assessment or prologue, so that first of all, the first step is to identify institution, agency, interest group who are interested to project. And after that, you have to use WhatsApp to bring together participant and to take your view. Normally, your view means कसको के धारणा छ भनेर commonly collection गर्ने. And so institution, agency, interest group like एक ठाउँमा gather गरेर you have to take your view about the project. And third is analyze the problem with causal tree or problem tree analysis. The third main core step is analyze the problem with causal tree or problem tree analysis. For causal tree or problem tree analysis, first of all, you have to identify the problem. We had already discussed how to identify the problem. Then agree on starter problem. Then you all institution, organization, and interest groups should agree on the starter problem or core problem, and then agree problem as either effect of the starter. Effect cause you have to agree on that. First of all, we have to identify core problem and starter problem, and then what are the causes and effect of the core problem. Agree all party, and then after build a hierarchy of causes and effect. And when you have to develop the hierarchy of causes and effect from the core problem, then it is called problem tree or problem tree. Problem tree analysis, after that, after developing the problem tree, you have to convert the problem tree to objective tree analysis. Negative statement to positive statement. Present negative condition to future positive condition or desirable condition. Problem tree analysis to objective tree analysis. Are there alternative solutions? Project identification, feasibility study, full project creation, alternative solution, image, or comparative study, then service, for example. And institutional analysis, you can use institutional weakness for the project preparation, subsequent recommendation for institutional strengthening. And then after that, you have to do certain calendar operation, both activities, budget, release. Overblown economic approach, different overblown economic approach you have to use, and at the end of the ZOPP approach, after problem tree analysis and object tree analysis, you can use logical framework. Very simple example about problem tree analysis. The core point we're considering ZOPP approach is subset, participation analysis, problem analysis, objective analysis, and alternative analysis. Or first of all, you have to make subset from coordination of different institutions, interest party, and other, and do workshops or participation analysis. Then do cause and effect core problem through problem analysis, and convert to a future desirable condition cause of and effect, make input output effect in the objective analysis, and if you have to do some alternative analysis. But this is very simple example about very common problem about bus or vehicle accident. Your core problem here is, this is a problem tree. Your core problem here is frequent bus accident. Then this is core problem, your starter problem. What are the causes and effect of this core problem? You have to investigate on that through problem tree analysis. Like this, you have to make hierarchy. Maybe causes, there are many causes we can discuss, and you have to make, for example, the drivers are not here enough. There is one cause. Another is bad condition of vehicle. Old vehicle, bad condition of vehicle, another causes, and bad road condition. There are major three causes. Driver are not enough, here enough, bad condition of vehicle, bad road condition. These are the three major causes. And then you have to find out sub causes of each. For example, bad condition of vehicle due to vehicles is too old, or vehicles are too old, and another is no ongoing maintenance. Okay, then you have to find out other sub causes for no ongoing. Why no ongoing? There is no supervision by government or authority, and needs lots of money to maintenance, or owners are negligent on to maintenance. These are some sub causes also. So that you have to make a cause and sub causes in this way, and the effect you have to see of effect. And this is a problem tree because the causes are related to roots and stem, leaves, branches is effect. That's why you have to make like a tree structure also, and this problem analysis, so that it is called problem tree. Effects are passenger hunt or killed. Okay, frequently bus accident, passenger hunt or killed. People are late. Okay, and the final effect might be long-term effect, might be loss of confidence to bus company. Okay, these are the very simple example about causes and effect due to frequency of bus accident core problem. And you have to make this, and also you have to write through tree structure, root, part, and subroot, stem, branch, leaf. In this way you have to make effect also, so that it is a problem tree. Then you have to convert this problem tree to objective tree, means negative state, present negative statement to future desirable condition. Future desirable condition. Frequent bus accident core problem maybe solution, that is frequently bus accident considerably reduced. There is many your project is how to reduce the frequently bus accident. You know how to reduce the considerably reduce. This is your objective. Therefore, that you have to work lots activities like causes. Driver drive carefully and responsibly. हजुर सर, हजुर हजुर, गुड मर्निङ सर, भन्नु त म क्लासमा छु भन्नु त सर। के सर? किन सुने सुने हजुर 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 पछि कुराहरूलाई सर, यो भेटेको कुराहरूलाई सर, म क्लासमा छु। Drivers drive carefully and responsibly. Vehicle kept in good condition. Road condition improved. These are the might be these are your objective. And old vehicle regularly replaced and vehicle regularly maintained and safe. So that negative statement will have to make positive statement for working the project. And effect might be less passengers on to kill, passengers arrive in several time, and customers have better image and company. This is This is the causal effect relation into main in the relation boss company, and this second is called objective tree. In this way, you have to make different problem. For example, lack of commercialization in rice. What are the causes behind this? You have to identify what are the effects lies at the end. Hunger might be increased that effect, and you have to find out some causes and sub causes, and you have to convert it in positive statement. This became objective tree analysis, and there are lots of arena to do such type of problem tree and objective tree analysis. And they assign to you in assignment to you of all of you is you have you had already conducted your research, you had already prepared your proposal based on problem, so that in each subsector like rice, wheat, maize, and different commodity, you are in zone, super zone, and block. On the you have to identify major core. You have to identify core problem and make problem tree and objective tree based on this problem. Okay, this is your assignment. I'll write it later. Means which commodity you have working in Lee. What is the core problem of this commodity from production side, marketing side, and other part or action research side? Then based on that, you have to prepare problem tree and objective tree. Okay, this is your assignment. कुरा बुझ्यो? मैले बोले बुझ्यो कि बुझेन? ठीक छ?
ठीक छ sir.
You have to make problem tree and objective tree of your selected, your working league subsector. You have to identify core problem of this subsector, make problem tree, and also convert it objective tree. That is your assignment. And for making this, you have to use okay, fine. You have to use A4 paper, no problem. Okay, this is about problem tree and objective tree. Now we are discussing about how we develop research proposal very briefly. Many steps. You know about this. You have already developed the proposal. Okay. Many steps are identify the problem we had already. For example, pollution is obviously a problem in most cities. It is a sharply focused problem or not? You have to focus. Okay, some funding organization called the project to control the pollution. Proposal. Okay, I am working pollution control in Pokhara city. Some researchers are working on Kathmandu city. Then funding agency of course provide the fund to the Kathmandu city, because in Kathmandu pollution is severe. Obviously, most serious problem than Pokhara city. So that it is sharply focused problem or not, you have to judge it. And how would a researcher frame the problem is quite important. Okay? I have already mentioned problem is solution. Problem is solution. So that always a researcher think that always take in action, keep in mind that the problem is not problem. Problem is solution. Either you try to solve the problem, or you have to dig the problem in depth. So that how to frame the problem is art for researchers, and you have to keep in mind about this. Okay, and then you have to ask a clear question. clear question about should be a real question as answer is some form. Should be susceptible to a simple answer, open-ended question and lead to open-ended orient. You know about open-ended and closed-ended, and the question answering the open-ended lead the open-ended opposite, and closed-ended lead to the closed-ended opposite. Answers should be feasible with the resource available, and researchers are not journalists. Keep in mind, keep in mind. Researchers should use some genuine idea about these. Researchers are not journalists. Keep in mind, that is very important. You are not going to tell a story. You have to tell a story with rationality or in a scientific manner. Limit the scope of research. General tendency is make the project too large and ambitious. Therefore, you know about this. Oh, you are a pilot. You are a pilot. You full of camera pilot. That is problematic. Researcherले specific काम गर्नु minor level मा सानो large ambitious project भन्दा नि small is beauty भने जस्तो you have to focus on that, so that limit the geographic area, match the scope of project to the mandate of the agency likely to use the result, focus on resource or pollution, focus on side effect, conduct of financial analysis rather than economic analysis. You know what are the differences between economic and financial analysis. You are private sector, you are not public, you are not government. That's why you have to focus on financial analysis rather than economic analysis, focus on major impact. Say what is known and not known about the problem. Avoid duplication, theoretical literature, conceptual framework related to concept or better proposed in the study, and empirical studies either in the country to be selected or in other countries, similar country you have to collect, so that you have to do literature review and collecting conceptual frameworks as well as past empirical finding to boost your product, to support your product. It is important. After that, identify the skill and information need to be answered the question. Collect too much information can be big problem as collecting little, so that keep in mind. And select the method need to collect and analyze the data, research sites, sample size, research method, tools and technique. Explain the kind of result expected and how they will be presented. Expected results and plan for dissemination through seminar, publication, policy and media. And specify the timetable and budget. Adequate time and cost conducting research effectively and efficiently. It is important. Okay, these are the very basic idea for writing proposal. You know about this. How to craft an effective proposal. It is based on Money in Nepal, Glowhurst, Slide and Parde and Samran from DQ University of Delhi, and Cambridge University, as well as Royal Sweden University. According to them, a good proposal make the reader want to read, interesting, has a clear message, a question not obtuse, and is convincing, logical, and need to know the reader audience before you will decide what you will say and how you will say it. Make a good proposal is well-defined research question, a surrounding understanding of literature review, a clear methodology accepting literature, and demonstration ability to undertake the research familiarity with alternate techniques, knowledge, and tools. policy, leaves, and budget. This is the very common outline for research proposal. It is not hard and fast rules to make this format, but first of all, researchers should be follow the format given by donor or funding agency. Donor or funding agency le format दिएको छ भने strictly त्यही format मा लेख्नु पर्यो. Okay, the basic criteria writing for please follow the format. यदि format छैन भने you have to use common hierarchical component. For example, like literature title page include executive summary, 1 page, introduction, situation, problem, question, response. It is called SPQR, situation, problem, question, response. Mostly include background, problem, statement of problem, rationale of the problem, objective, and hypothesis. And sometimes people use the limitation of the study already. On 2 page, literature including conceptual framework and past empirical evidence, method, methodology, understanding theory and framework. It is also called material and methods, study site, data collection methods, and data analysis method we have to mention here, and study area and data collection there, empirical method and data analysis. If you have models and econometrics model, sub-model, then you have to put in empirical data analysis, summary and conclusion, reference and bibliography. These are the very common component about writing the proposals. I am not talking about the element of success proposal. You know about this. You have already written the proposal. You know about this. You know about budget. Title will be very good. You have already know about the how to write proposal. Am I right? That's why our title page is important. Title page is short, clear. Just for example, I'm not going into detail. But anyway, title is very important. तिम्रो कोर प्रब्लमबाट टाइटल डेभलप गरिन्छ हो. प्रब्लम ट्री बनाइयो, अब्जेक्टिभ ट्री बनाइन्छ, अनि त्यसपछि त्यही लग फ्रेम बनाउने, अनि त्यसपछि यु हैव टु मेक द प्रपोजल. Proposal title must be brief and clear enough. It must be specific, relevant, and concise as possible. Theme of the proposal study must be appropriate, reflect in the booklet. Enough a lot, and keep in mind concrete essentials should be strong and simple. Example, for example, title proposal. Proposal को title मैले एउटा title लेखेको छु. Word limit पनि हामीले title बनाउँदा, proposal को title बनाउँदा, you always keep improve in English sentence by shorting it. Short पनि हुनु पर्यो, English clear message पनि दिन सक्नु पर्यो. Reflecting हुनु पर्यो problem title ले है. ल एकजना पढ त, for example भनेको ल title. If you are there, ल पढ एकजना. पढ त. तिम्रो मोनोटोनस क्लास हो सबै यस्तै हो. त्यसो सुनेर बस्ने that is not good. Pooja Regmi, are you there? What does it mean? It is very monotonous.
Sir, हजुरले त्यो proposal title को पढ्ने भन्नु.
Yes, okay, पढ. यहाँ मैले तीनटा एउटा proposal को एउटा title छ हैन. अच्छा. लेखाको तीनटा पढ्ने, त्यसको टाइटल कस्तो हुनुपर्छ भन्ने क्लियर हुन्छ. तिमीहरुले बनाएला हैन. ल पढ.
The proposal title मा चाहिँ must be brief and clear enough.
त्यो हैन for example भनेर गरे हैन. For example 1 2 3 छ नि वर्ड लिमिट गरे. For example ल. तीनटा चाहिँ टाइटल लेख्यो.
ए मार्केट बेस्ड वाला
Yes.
Okay. Market based instruments for controlling the pollution in Bola Bay, Gunyana.
Analysis of analysis है ना यार तो title पर नहीं पढ़ा ये analysis ले है ना
कौन हजुरको त कर्सर पनि देखे हैन अहिले त an analysis of the use of the market based instrument system for controlling the water pollution in Bola Bay, District 7, Walaha Province, Gunyana. An assessment of cost effectiveness implications जुन चाहिँ 30 words को अनि next भनेको चाहिँ using market based instruments to control pollution in Bola, Gunyana, cost effectiveness घाना हो यो cost effectiveness implications which is of 14 words अनि market based instruments for controlling pollution in Bola Bay, Ghana are they cost effective which is of 13 words. त्यति नै हो सर.
Okay, if you see here, I'm just struggling. You have to realize, the first is, an analysis of a use of market-based instrument system for controlling water pollution in Bola Bay, District 7, Wala Province, Ghana, and assessment of cost-effective implication. Whenever you see market-based instrument, cost-effective, control pollution. Okay, this is third word. I'll lend it, and then you have to filter it, synthesize these titles as using market-based instrument to control pollution in Bola Bay, Ghana, cost-effective implication. This is 40 node. It is better than previous one. Then your focus is the instrument is cost-effective or not. That is your question. Your core is when you are going to apply the instrument to control air pollution, is it cost-effective or not? That is your concept. That's why market-based instrument for controlling pollution in Bola Bay, Ghana, are they cost-effective? There is third word. Which one is best? Of course, third. So that you have to make your titles. You can always improve in this sentence by sorting its word limit also. So that you have to think your title is clear enough or not. Just the reader title chapter हेर्ने बित्तिकै अनि यो चाहिँ प्रोजेक्ट कस्तो छ भनेर जज गर्छ. डोनरले जज गर्छ. त्यसले गर्दा टाइटल इज क्वाइट इम्पोर्टेन्ट, भेरी भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट. ओके, टाइटलले धेरै कुराहरू बताउँछ. अब कम्पोनेन्ट अफ प्रपोजल, टाइटल पेज, प्रपोजल समरी. तिमीहरूको अब लिगो हामीले ओरिएन्टेसनमा पनि तिमीहरूलाई क्लास लिइसकेका थियौ, त्यसले गर्दा म धेरै जान्न. यदि तिमीहरूको कुनै पार्टमा यसमा के गर्ने होला, यो प्रपोजलको पार्ट चाहिँ अलिक कसरी क्लियर छैन भन्यो भने आई विल टक. अदरवाइज आई एम नट गोइङ डिटेल अबाउट दिस because same repetition. If you have any query this is a common format. Title page, proposal summary, not more than one page. Then title page PI, OPI अरु पनि राखिन्छ हैन. फर्स्ट अब इन्ट्रोडक्सन देखि कन्क्लुजन सम्म, पोलिसी इम्प्लिकेसन, ब्याकग्राउन्ड सम्मको लागि रिफरेन्स भन्दा माथिको लागि कन्टेन्ट्स भन्छ. इन्ट्रोडक्सनमा हामीले ब्याकग्राउन्ड इन्फर्मेसन राखौँ. Problem, this is problem. Okay, problem statement, rational history. Separately राख्ने चलन पनि छ हाम्रो उसमा एएफयूमा. चाहिँ problem statement नै हामीले चाहिँ problem statement र अलिकति लेस rational of the history. You have to put 2 or 3 references to support this problem. And objective, there are 2 objective, main objective and a specific objective. Main objective reflect the titles, reflect the titles, and specific objective may be 3 to 5 based on your research, time, resource allocation. And objective should be smartest. Objective is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, on time bound, certain objective. If you are working on development project, then objective might be gender inclusive, environmentally sound, smart is. So the objective is design. Input in order to achieve output. Okay, initially design गरिन्छ. You have to know about how to develop proposal, objective, and scope and limitation. Scope and limitation by time, by sample, by resources. You have to write what are the scope and limitation. Then second is literature review. Literature review, first of all, you have to write conceptual framework about research. Then past empirical finding. At least 20 references you have to include here. Updated references. And references you have to source empirical finding for related research. You have to source from with the same area possible, or with your own country or similar country. If not, and then you have to go develop country and other literature. And also past finding.
हामीले के यो प्रपोजल लेख्दाखेरि के साइटेसन पनि इच स्टेपमा गर्नुपर्छ कि नै?
के रे?
साइटेसनहरु के स्टेपमा गर्नुपर्छ कि नै? जस्तै ब्याकग्राउन्ड इन्फर्मेसनमा पनि हामीले त कतै पेपर हेरेर बुझेर अनि बल्ल लेख्छौं नि त, अनि त्यसमा पनि साइटेसन गर्दै जानुपर्छ सुरुबाटै हेर्नु.
यस अफ कोर्स. ओके, तिम्रो के सब सेक्टर के हो तिम्रो? तिम्रो कमोडिटी डिपो कमोडिटी के हो?
बनाना.
कहाँ? ओए
यही चितवन बनाना जोन.
ओके बनाना जोन. अब त्यहाँ अब तिम्रो बनाना जोनमा चाहिँ अब पहिला चाहिँ ओभिओपी वन भिलेज वन प्रोडक्टमा चाहिँ टाढीमा सुरु भएको थियो. ओके, द प्रोजेक्ट वाज इम्प्लिमेन्टेड बाई एफएनसीसीआई चितवन डिस्ट्रिक्ट च्याम्बर अफ कमर्स चितवनले गरेको थियो. त्यसपछि त्यसलाई चाहिँ अब बनाना प्रोड्युसर एसोसिएसनले लन्च गरेको थियो. त्यसपछि अहिले जोन छ. जोन छ भने अब तिमीले चाहिँ ब्याकग्राउन्डमा लेख्दा चाहिँ चितवन पोटेन्सियल, चितवन, नवलपरासी र कैलाली, कञ्चनपुर, देजा द मेजर बनाना प्रोड्युसिङ पकेट डिस्ट्रिक्ट भनेपछि अब चितवनमा चाहिँ बनाना यति प्रोडक्सन हुन्छ, यति एरियामा लगाइन्छ, प्रोडक्टिभ एरिया यति छ, अनि त्यसपछि यसको प्रोडक्टिभिटी यति छ. द प्रोडक्टिभिटी कम्पेयरली नेसनल भन्दा यति इन्क्रिज छ, अर नेबरिङ डिस्ट्रिक्ट लाइक नवलपरासी, नवलपरासी भन्दा यति डिक्रिज भयो, यति इन्क्रिज छ, र पोटेन्सियल प्रोडक्टिभिटी चाहिँ यति हुनसक्छ भनेर तिमीले मिनिस्ट्री अफ एग्रिकल्चर एन्ड लाइभ स्टक डेभलपमेन्टको एग्रिकल्चर स्ट्याटिस्टिक्स इन्फर्मेसन चाहिँ डेटा लियो भने यु हेभ टु पुट मिनिस्ट्री एमओ एएलडी 2020 को 19 को डाटा राख्नुभयो. त्यो ब्याकग्राउन्डमै राख्नुभयो. अरू ब्याकग्राउन्डमा बनानाको के छ? अब त्यो बनानामा तिमीले डिजिजमा काम गर्दैछौ भने यी डिजिज लाग्छ भन्यो भने यो डिजिज चाहिँ यसले भने ब्याकग्राउन्डमै राख्नु. प्रब्लम चाहिँ बनानाको मेजर प्रब्लम यो, मार्केट प्रब्लम के छ, प्रब्लम यो भनेर अलरेडी कसैले रिसर्च गरेको भने उसले पनि यो प्रब्लमलाई चाहिँ एड्रेस गरेको थियो, यो प्रब्लमलाई चाहिँ आइडेन्टिफाई गरेको थियो. यु हेभ टु राइट विथ रिफरेन्स. त्यसरी ब्याकग्राउन्डमा राख्नु पर्यो, प्रब्लम पनि के छ राख्नु, रेसनलमा पनि दुई तिनवटा राख्नु पर्यो, र अब्जेक्टिभ र स्कोप एन्ड लिमिटेसनमा परेन. अब कन्सेप्चुअल इम्पेरिकल फाइन्डिङमा पनि लिटरेचर रिभ्यू राख्नु पर्यो. ओके, एन्ड अल्सो मेथोडोलोजीमा तिमीले मोल्डिङ गर्दैछौ भने पहिला यसले यसरी मोल्डिङ गरेको थियो. You have to mention it so that writing or referencing or citations within the text should be done from introduction at the beginning. Okay, clear?
Clear, sir. अनि जस्तै त्यो रिसर्च चाहिँ गरेको छैन भने चाहिँ we can take help from international authorहरुसँग लिन मिल्छ नि हैन साइटेसनको लागि.
यस, मैले के गरे सबैभन्दा पहिला लिमिट योर स्कोप बनाना गरे हैन. सबैभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ चितवनमै भएका स्टडीहरु खोज्नु पर्यो. तिमीले चितवनमा नभएपछि नेबरिङ डिस्ट्रिक्टसँग बनाना गए मैले भने कैलाली, नवलपरासी त्यहाँ भएको खोज्नु पर्यो. त्यो पनि छैन भने अदर नेशनल लेभलमा अदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट खोज्नु पर्यो. र नेपालमै छैन भने नेबरिङ कन्ट्री हाम्रो सिमिलर कन्ट्री इन्डिया, बंगलादेश, पाकिस्तान हो, भुटान त्यहाँ रिसर्च गर्नु पर्यो. त्यहाँ पनि छैन भने अफ्रिकातिर हाम्रो सिमिलर इकोनोमिक स्टार्ट भएको कन्ट्री खोज्नु पर्यो. अब त्यहाँ पनि छैन भने बल्ल युरोप अमेरिका जानु पर्यो. एउटा चाहिँ मैले सिमिलारिटी हेट्रोजिनी होमोजिनिटी बनाउनको लागि भ्यालिडिटी गर्नलाई त्यसरी चाहिँ सर्चिङ गर्नु पर्यो लिटरेचर. दोस्रो, यु हेभ टु कलेक्ट डेटा, अपडेट डेटा लिनु पर्यो. अपडेट डेटा 2000 अहिले 22 को 21 को 21 को पाइदैन 21 को नभए 20 को 19 को देखेर जान तिम्रो 5 देखि 5-6 वर्ष पछाडीको नै empirical base conceptual framework त जति वर्षको पनि भयो theoretical part law of demand is always law of demand not sense 200 वर्ष पहिलाको अनि के फरक पर्छ तर फाइन्डिङ लिटरेचर empirical finding चाहिँ एटलिस्ट 5 वर्षसम्मको पछाडीको लिएको चाहिँ राम्रो मानिन्न पहिले चाहिँ अरु फाइन्डिङै छैन त्यो मात्रै छ भने पहिलाको लिन पाइ केस अप्सन केस भयो अनि दोस्रो when you are searching literature you have to see the journal articles you have to collect high impact factor journal article references at least you have to collect the empirical refining from journal article you are able to get from Google Scholar www.googlescholar बाट खोज्दा जुन आर्टिकलहरु आउँछ त्यसलाई इन्क्लुड गुगल मा खोजेर जुन पाए त्यही राख्ने हैन प्ल्याराडिज अहिले लट्स अफ प्रब्लम्स हो त्यति आर्टिकल लेखेर पैसा दियो भने पब्लिश गरिहाल्छ जर्नलमा अनि त्यसको भ्यालिडिटी 0 छ त्यही हाई प्लागराइजममा पाएको जर्नलहरु or predictive journal you know about predictive journal like don't take a reference okay fine
okay sir
okay then if you make literature review based on based on conceptual framework and past empirical finding. After that, you make methodology. It is called material methods. Material methods. First of all, you have to write really about study site and talk about sample and sampling technique. Our Shiva sample and sampling technique बारे में पढ़ाई सकते हो?
पढ़ाऊँगा sir.
Good. You know why simple random sampling is pivotal for sampling technique. Why simple random sampling is best? You know about this. Then sample. You have to using different software based on population and desired sample. There is some formula. And the best sampling technique is simple random sampling. Simple random sampling is pivotal for other sampling. Then they provide. At least you have to use probability sampling, stratify, systematic, cluster, multi-stage sampling, and all the sampling technique. Simple random sampling technique at the end is used. That's why simple random sampling is known as best sampling technique. And less error also. That is fine. And when you talk about sample and sampling technique about and research instrument design, about how you have to collect data. For secondary data, you have to collect time series data and so on. For primary data, you have to use different techniques like household survey, consumer survey, focus group discussion, key informant interview. For social science research, these are the research instruments. Even rapid market appraisal, you have to use it. But in action research, you use RCBD, split plot, and many, making treatment and replication. I don't know about this data. So that you have to talk about research instrument and data and variables. What types of data you have, what type of variable you have to talk about this and data analysis. Which software you are using, SPSS, Stata, MStat, RStudium, which software you are using. What types of data you have, qualitative, quantitative, and at least if you have model in data analysis, you have to write some empirical model, econometrics model, and so on. After that, this is the expected outcome or output you have to write in proposal and risks and assumption. Normally in risks and assumption, it is risks is an assumption. When you have to do research, there are risks will be occurs to that. But risks and assumption you have to write in a positive way or writing proposal. For example, you are doing research on fish farm. बाढी आयो भने सबै चाहिँ पोखरीमा पानी पसेर फिस सबै खत्तम पार्छ भनेर तिमीले नेगेटिभ स्टेटमेन्ट ल्यायो ओके फ्लडिङ ड्यामेज रिसर्च साइट भन्ने भने इफ फ्लडिङ ड्यामेज रिसर्च why I am funding to you डोन्ट वर्क अन द्याट भनिहाल्छ। त्यतिखेर बाढी आउने छैन, फ्लडिङ ड्यामेज हुने छैन, वा अल्टरनेटिभ वे अप्नाइने छ भनेर पोजिटिभमा लेख्नु। ओके, budget, and you have to write a budget, a financial summary, and then at last the references. साइटेसमा जुन तिमीले बढीमा जति रिफरेन्स साइट गरेको हुन्छ त्यसलाई रिफरेन्सेस राख्नु पर्यो। त्यसलाई कसैले लिटरेचर रिभ्यू साइटेड हुन्छ, कसैले रेफरेन्सेस भन्छ, कसैले बिब्लियोग्राफी भन्छ। We'll talk later about this. What are the similarity and differences between references and bibliography. Normally, detail. I talk little bit about log frame and budget. Budget. All it is not necessary to talk. Okay, if you have any query, tell me. Okay.
The problem actually भन्दिन माथि देखाएर
मैले problem core problem identify. You have to first of all you have to identify core problem. Okay. First of all you have to identify core problem. Core problem कसरी थाहा पाउने अरे? हामीले अस्ति पनि कुरा गरेका थियौं। Need assessment, attraction matrix use गरेर पनि फर्स्ट प्रब्लम के हो भनेर तिमीले आइडेन्टिफाई हो। कोर प्रब्लम आइडेन्टिफाई गरेपछि त्यो प्रब्लमका कजेजहरु के छन् भनेर तिमीले आइडेन्टिफाई। त्यो कजेजको पनि सब कजेज हुन सक्छ। ओके, and सब कजेजको सब कजेज हुन्छ। You have to identify this in this way. And त्यसको इफेक्ट के छ? सर्ट टर्म इफेक्ट र लङ टर्म इफेक्ट त्यो हेर्ने। जस्तै बक्स फ्रिक्वेन्टली बस एक्सिडेन्ट यो that is a very common problem in Nepal. के कारणले हो त? अब मेन कारण चाहिँ you have to search. पहिलो ड्राइभर इनफ भर्खर के कारणले चलाउँछन्, केयरफुलै गर्दैन त्यसले गर्दा। दोस्रो चाहिँ पुराना ब्याड कन्डिसन भेहिकल छ, भेहिकल राम्रो छैन। तेस्रो बाटै बाटै गतिलो छैन त्यसले गर्दा। भनेपछि ब्याड किन भयो त भेहिकल भन्ने कुरा सोध्दा चाहिँ ओके पुरानो छ, साह्रै पुरानो छ। अनि साउले त यसलाई मेन्टेनै गर्दैन। सबको किन पुरानो भयो भन्दा त गभर्नमेन्टको चाहिँ पुरानोलाई रिप्लेस गरी पोलिसी नै छैन।